going to be a fascinating car. Tell me, not only what it is, but why would you display it like this?
We have in the Corvette hobby, motors are real important. So we went out and had a challenge to find this motor. This motor in this car is a very special motor. It came out of GM engineering back in the 65s, Duntov, who was into the racing.
Sure.
In that vintage of 65, then there was like, I think, 4 or 5 cars racing the Grand Sports, okay, which are now $10 million a piece. The engineering, Duntov was basically engineering motors that they're going to be competing against everybody else in Grand Sports, and he wanted to get one of his new motors in the Grand Sports. So what they did, they built this engine, which was the very first L88.
The very first engine, right here.
They put it in a 65 convertible, a white convertible, and they shipped it to Delmar Johnson's Chevrolet dealership. They took the motor out and put it in number 3 Grand Sport, and they raced it. And it's just well documented. We found the motor in Texas. This is the very first L88 engine.
How would you know it was the first one when you were looking?
The paperwork that streamed out of GM, you just didn't need to know the engine number and the car number and then all that stuff, because that's all on paperwork. And basically, we went looking for it and found it in Texas. And the story goes that he had sold the engine, okay, for it was probably a world record at the time, like $2,500 or something for an engine 65. That was expensive. In any case, we found it, and then we made a plan to show the whole car.
It's fascinating.
To get the motor presentation, we put it in the car, and then we also prepared the car so we could see through it and see all the details and nuts and bolts that you don't see when it's a complete car.
Well, it's fantastic. I mean, there had to be as much work going into restoring it like this as actually finishing the car, maybe more.
It probably took a little more, but the intuitive thinking about how to do this was experimental. So I mean, we had, you can drive this down the road. Probably not legal, but seriously, it's dependable enough and has all the right stuff. You can go take it down the road. But
it gives people such an inside look.
It's a good venue to have an educational car, which probably is going to end up to be that.
Are your plans to leave it like this, or
yeah,
are you going to?
No, we're going to leave it like this. It's displaying the motor, because it's the most significant thing in the hobby, and it's the very first L88 motor, which it has a little value to it.
Yes.
And so I think that this was the best way to do it, and I've got a lot of good vibes from people, and I'm pleased with how it turned out.
It's fascinating. It's got to be one of people's choice here tomorrow. I don't doubt that at all.
It was fun, certainly. I'm all about the history of the Corvette. It's my hobby. It was fun doing it, and we self-educated about the history as well in doing it.
It's magnificent. The dream, the thought process, and then to actually get it out here, I think everyone will appreciate it.